Hello, and thank you for attending my lecture on how Spike Lee's film, Do the Right Thing, continues to be so impactful 30 plus years after its release. Do the Right Thing is a work that is not just remarkable because it was made early in the director's career. He was 31 at the time of filming, but it is a work that informs Spike Lee's later projects and demonstrates its great influence on our culture when we look at the work of other filmmakers. To give some examples, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, City of God, and Crash are examples of films that probably would not exist in their current form had Do the Right Thing not been made. We can simplify our analysis of Do the Right Thing by first analyzing the film's aesthetic choices and how those choices carry the film's message. If you have not seen Do the Right Thing, please pause this video now and return when you've watched the film. If one were to ask you what the message of Spike Lee's film Do the Right Thing is, most everyone will agree that this is a movie about how racism affects the poorest of our communities. The director does so not by explicitly stating the character's motivations or even the film's moral message, but rather letting the audiences make up their own mind via exploiting film for what it can demonstrate best, visual cues, and the ordering of those visual cues. Much has been said of Spike Lee as a political filmmaker, but that fact notwithstanding, he is an excellent visual filmmaker with a great editorial sense. And it is through his expert manipulation of visual space and the film shot that Spike Lee affects his audience in a profoundly resonant way. One example of the film's superb editing is found in the opening credits sequence, which is more than just a music video shot to Public Enemy's Fight the Power. With remarkable flair, the sequence shows Rosie Perez dancing solo in alternating shots cut with her in a boxing outfit. This back and forth heightens the song's lyrics and serves as an injunction to be disruptive. It is an overarching juxtaposition that functions as a visual metaphor to the film's agenda, storyline, and characters. Juxtaposition plays a huge role in Do the Right Thing, adding subtextual weight to pivotal scenes. An example of this can be found in the climactic fight in the pizzeria between Radio Raheem and Sal. As the fist fight begins, the scuffle is momentarily interrupted with a brief shot of fighters Ezzard Charles and Rocky Marciano, a black and Italian fighter respectively. This serves as a comment and reminder of the combatants' identities. By the way, the brief shot of the fighters in the photograph is also an echo or disparate juxtaposition of Tina wearing the boxing outfit in the opening credits. The film is also notable for its innovation in cinematography and visual design. Famously, the film uses a somewhat limited color palette of warm colors to over-accentuate the heat that is visible in practically every shot. As you can see here, the buildings were painted a variety of yellows, reds, and oranges. And also the character outfits were mostly devoid of green and blue. This all helps create a sense of the oppressive heat that surrounds our characters. Because of Spike Lee's conscious effort to depict the movie's characters in an egalitarian manner, the camera avoids emphasis of a sole protagonist in favor of a slice-of-life manner of depiction. Characters such as Radio Raheem, the Mayor, Buggin' Out, Mookie, and Sal are given approximately equal screen time and story weight. Almost all of the film's varied characters get a close-up shot, and, as if to ensure the audience understands the filmmaker's approach to character depiction and development, the middle of the film features a sequence of single shots that confront racism head-on, as individual characters are framed front and center, verbally unloading every racial slur they can muster. The framing of these shots, portrait style, with the actor, dead center, breaking the fourth wall, might be the director's comment on how commonplace and ordinary vocal racism has become. As the film reaches its climax, however, the characters' close-ups are shot in a different way, as if the boiling tension has skewed the balance and point of view of these characters. They are shot in Dutch angle. This shift in framing complements the rising tension in the film's penultimate sequence in the pizzeria, where the block's residents get ready for a fight. Do the Right Thing is a deeply ironic film to its credit. It presents the problems of racial divide as a series of juxtapositions or contrasts so the viewer can readily see them. There are indeed many more contrasts at play in this film that make us think and make sense of the film's ambiguous ending. Aside from the film's aesthetic contrasts, the movie also makes us think about other opposites. The film's climax and message is a tragic one. It is not a film of uplift, yet the movie is advertised and plays out as a comedy in a majority of its scenes. The title of the film is Do the Right Thing, yet many of the film's characters seem to act terribly toward their fellow man. The film is simultaneously a movie that functions as an essay as well. The film ends with a final juxtaposition, two quotes that we read on screen, one each from Martin Luther King Jr. and Malcolm X, which offer differing views on how to confront injustice. These clashes and bold opposites are how Spike Lee excites and teaches his audience. Do the Right Thing is remarkable, even if only for its prescient view of racial violence in our time, 3+ decades after its release. As if to predict the Rodney King incident and the ensuing LA riots, which happened in 1991, much of the imagery seems to form a corollary, and perhaps a separate lecture or lesson needs to be had regarding how much of the imagery of Do the Right Thing seems to evoke the Black Lives Matter movement of 2020. Ultimately, Do the Right Thing is a riot itself. It is a riot that continues to be relevant today, and the film's recent re-release in 4K allows us to see the film with a sharpness and clarity that we need to reframe this discussion.
Hi everyone. If you like what you saw, please follow me using the social media links you see on the screen. If you wish to show more support, I'll provide a link to my Patreon page as well as a link to purchase my new classroom textbook. Thank you so much again for visiting, and don't forget to subscribe.